Let me ask you this. You know that you're not going to have Jedrick Wills. You're certainly not going to have Jack Conklin, both on IR. You may not have DeJuan Jones. So you're probably going to have James Hudson, and you may have a guy that has been in your facility for a week or two that you signed to the practice squad that you elevated. How do you design an offense against the Ravens? What kind of things do you try to do against a really good defense?
It's tough because I think that my first answer would be, okay, you want to go to quick game, right? You want to make things pretty easy for the offensive line. You want to get the ball out of your hand as much as possible. But the Ravens, they'll play aggressive coverage like we talked about earlier in the show. And then a bigger problem is you got a guy like Roquan Smith, patrolling over the middle. And he is just fantastic at that. He's very reliable in coverage in those short areas, especially between the tackles. And like when you're playing a lot of quick game, you're trying to use those mesh concepts, those drag routes, the quick slants, like all those things that are more in breaking routes that Roquan can then have an effect on. So it does make it really difficult given the type of defense that they're going up against. But I think that that's what you still probably have to try to do, because if you try to hold on to the ball a while, if you try to develop a more vertical offense, you are really hanging your offensive tackles out to dry. And even if DeJuan Jones plays in this game, if he is not able to participate in practice over the first couple of days of this week, that injury is probably something that's going to be bothering him on game day. So he might not be 100%. So I just think the average depth of target for the throws has got to be a little bit less. You got to get more yards after catch out of those receivers. You've got to allow them to become those playmakers, and they have to be those playmakers once the ball gets in their hands.